What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today is Willy Wonka Wednesday. Today we're not going to be reacting to a video, at least not in this one. Maybe I'll do one later if you guys want. I'll give you a double up today. Today's going to be a more serious video. We're going to be talking about the man that is Wes Watson, or at least the character that Wes Watson has created to show us, right? Wes Watson has created this character that he was, in the beginning, he was this massive drug dealer. And he was a professional snowboarder. He was a surfer. And as a professional snowboarder and surfer, he still found time to be a major player in the weed game, moving hundreds and thousands of packs, depending on the story, depending on how he was feeling that day when he told the story. He had Escalades and Range Rovers and all this stuff, right? And then we look at the reality. I'm aware of several people who knew him back then. And it was said, yeah, he was moving a little bit of weed. And then he started getting high. And when he started getting high, he still had the Range Rover, but the rims disappeared. Then the sounds disappeared. When he got arrested, he was living in a home with his girlfriend, renting a room with a bunch of other women in the house. Wes Watson wasn't contributing to the rent. He wasn't contributing to the groceries, to the utilities. This is what people are saying that were there. And for a guy that supposedly was moving all this weight, he sold out over a pound of weed. And he got sent to prison. He didn't get sent to prison for 10 years. But for some reason in his mind, it's important that people think he did 10 years. There's somebody that Gunner and I know who fronted Wes Watson $30,000 worth of stuff. Wes Watson got out and he made all this money. And when that guy called in, because the guy said, hey, I was just going to chalk it up. Once he got busted, it is what it is, charge it to the game. But when Wes started making all this money and bragging about all the money, that guy made a call. Hey, Holmes, I know it's nothing to you, but how about that 30 racks? And Wes blocked him. Mr. Integrity burned someone who showed him love, lived off of women. And he talked about the other day, he was disrespecting somebody in the comments in his live, talking about people want another mommy. But he had no problem with his mommy in San Diego, living off of her and her friends, leeching off of them. So he went to prison. And while he was in prison, he concocted a scheme. He created a character. And he got out. And he started grinding. Started getting that character out there more and more. And there were a lot of weak-minded men that were missing something within themselves, that saw something that they wanted to be in Wes Watson. And instead of Wes Watson appreciating that, appreciating the people that saw something in him that he still didn't even see in himself, And instead of showing that appreciation to those people and working together and building up as a community, he got it in his mind that if he just belittles these people, berates these people, that more like them would come. Money started coming in. As an ex-convict, I didn't like his hustle. I spotted him a mile away. But I was happy that he wasn't selling drugs. He wasn't hurting people physically. Then things just continue to snowball. He lost who he was. He got caught up in the character. He became extremely materialistic. Now look at him. We have Isla the Thinker. Isla the Thinker just put out a video yesterday. Go and check it out. I'll put her name on the screen. And she has Wes Watson in the title, coupled with Eric Crutchfield. Apparently, Eric Crutchfield is looking at some charges. A case was built against him for some stuff. I guess it's out in Texas. And this is one of Wes Watson's people. This is another one of those alpha males. A beta male in alpha clothing, we could call him, right? If somehow, some way, Wes Watson was to get tied into that, which I don't know if he is, but if he was to get tied up into that, whether he does time or not, there would be some restitution that would have to be paid if Wes Watson was involved in that stuff. I don't know. Like I said, I want to make sure I reiterate, but that's one of his ilk, right? And then you've got the video that JD DeLay did about Wes Watson's cars. You should check that video out too. JD DeLay broke down. He broke down Wes Watson's streams of income. He has no IG. That's been taken down several times. The amount of money that he could have been bringing in through IG was small time. The amount of money that he brings in through YouTube, I believe, is non-existent. He's playing rap music. He's playing copyrighted music in his videos. He can't make money off of those. So there's no money coming in through IG and there's no money coming in through YouTube. His online coaching, I believe that well dried up. A lot of us do. JD DeLay did the video saying there's no money coming in through there. So the three streams of income that he's trying to have us believe is where his money comes from, there's nothing there. And meanwhile, he says he has a $300,000 watch or whatever. Who knows? By today, it might be $900,000. Same watch, different day. He says he's got $1 million worth of jewelry on. He's leasing a home, supposedly in the most expensive, he's already moved a couple times, but he's always in the most expensive. Wherever he goes is the most expensive place. And so JD DeLay did the video on that. JD DeLay hinted on, or not even hinted, he straight up said that he believes the feds are on Wes, following the money, building the case, and that he may be looking at something, doing some kind of time. Again, whether he does time or not, if he's charged and convicted, in both the Isla the Thinker thing, if he's involved with Eric Crutchfield, there would be some restitution there. And this car thing, the JD DeLay video, if he was convicted, charged and convicted in that, no matter how much time, we're not even talking about time. In the first two, I'm not even talking about time. I'm talking about the restitution. That would be ordered. And then now we have John Bravo just did an excellent video. And it was about the civil lawsuit that was filed against Wes Watson because of the fight at the gym. There's some people that believe that because the guy went to Wes, there's no case. And that because the guy set up a camera and then approached Wes, there's no case. That's not true. That's not true at all. This is civil litigation. It's not criminal court. Civil litigation, the burden of proof is a lot less than in criminal courts. And here we go again. So you have the Isla the Thinker video alleging certain things that will, whether they're true or not, we don't know. But if there's a conviction, if there's a charge and a conviction, the restitution. I'm going to keep saying it. The JD Delay video. If there's a charge and a conviction, there's more restitution. But this lawsuit is for millions of dollars. This lawsuit, this civil lawsuit, is going to be where we find out what kind of money Wes really has. If Wes is getting money from illegitimate sources, that fight in the gym was the worst thing that could happen. Because now you're going to have lawyers going over your stuff. I think Wes Watson, I don't want to see nobody do time. Wes Watson's not, he's a weird dude, but he's not a weirdo. For those of you, he doesn't have weirdo cases, is what I'm saying. He's someone who formulated a plan while incarcerated, implemented the plan, and then got lost in the sauce. His message could have been powerful had he stuck with the truth. A lot of content creators who don't like me always talk about how I talk about Wes Watson. For one, my subscribers here want me to do a Wes Watson video at least once a week. They love it if I do it more. And we have fun. He's a public figure. I roast a public figure. I will roast whatever public figure as long as we can have a good time and it's funny. But Wes Watson, he created a story out of thin air. He hasn't been to 90% of the places he claims he has been to in the California Department of Corrections. He's made videos, several videos about the shoe. He's never been to the shoe. So I make fun of those things as someone who was really in prison. And a lot of ex-convicts that watch my channel, they identify like there's no way any of that's true. And then there's people that just like the humor because he says so much stupid stuff, right? But I did start developing a dislike of Wes when I saw the way he was treating people who were obviously not the strongest minded men. And I saw the way he was talking to him. I heard the way he was talking to him. We saw the Fresh and Fit debacle. And it made it easier to make fun of him. But honestly now, and that's why I'm doing this one. I wanted to do a serious one and point out the fact that this dude he may be in some very, very serious financial trouble. Let's just stick to that. It's very hard for me to do videos on this guy now. If I'm keeping it honest, I watch his videos. I go back to his old videos. And I just think about what he became. And I can still make fun of him and I can still roast him. but I've been doing it for so many years. And when you know, like when if he was a brand new dude and he was doing it and I was making fun of him along the way, side by side, we don't know how the story ends. But now we pretty much can see the finish line. Anyways, that's my video for today. Like I said, if you guys want me to do a funny Willy Wonka video today, let me know in the comments and I'll put one together. But to me, this is a sad story that people should pay attention to. Imagine getting out of prison and then putting yourself in a position to allegedly become a millionaire. And if everything that these other channels are putting out is true, if there's any convictions, if there's any restitution orders, and if he loses that lawsuit, which I don't see how he wins, you're going to see a riches to rags story. And I don't see the comeback. How does he come back? He won't humble himself. He's not capable of it. The things he spoke about a little bit in the beginning, as far as being humble, recognizing this karmic debt and all this stuff, it was all just words. They were all just stepping stones. That's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.